Hey guys, so it looks like if Jaguar is in deep trouble. Devin Lewis got out there, he put her on notice. He's a ex-friend of Jaguar. He said he's been knowing her for a while. He's a friend, well now an ex-friend because he's no longer in her corner. He cannot support what she's doing. He had a meeting with the powers that be in the music industry, and since he is on the internet, they put him as a spokesperson to give Jaguar a message, and he pretty much told Jaguar she is completely out from the industry. Nobody wants anything to do with her. And if she opens her mouth one more time to say anything negative about any celebrity, it's on and popping.
I encouraged other people to support you. When you're at your lowest point and you're being arrested, people making fun of you, and often enough times you guys have seen me come on here and defend Jaguar, right? And it's been to my detriment. It has caused me, for some people, to unsubscribe to me once they hear me mention her name. It has caused for some people not to donate to me anymore because I mentioned her name. All in the fact that what I saw was, I saw a sister. Like I said, I'm not here to be malicious. That's not my thing. And so when I was talking and when I was moving along here having this conversation, I ran into somebody's brother named King Payne.
It's kind of suspect, isn't it? Things that make you go, For 2 years now, well, a little more than 2 years, Jaguar has been talking about people in the music industry in Hollywood. Nothing has happened. Nobody has said anything except Qualib, right? Only one person that I know of. But pretty much nobody threatened her or sent a strong message to her until she broke up with Official Kingpin. Now, Official Kingpin apparently knows this guy who is Jaguar's friend, ex-friend, who is now speaking out against Jaguar. And of course, someone had dropped in my comment section that Shirley knows people in high places. So who knows? Maybe Kingpin or Shirley or somebody else that Jaguar had a disagreement with lately that caused them to send these, apparently, this is all alleged, send videos to the powers that be. And now there was a meeting and they sent a strong message to Jaguar. Let's take a listen. So before we do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so as yet. Let's get back to the video.
And I have followed behind King Payne for a while now, and there's a lot of things that I keep hitting. I shared something with King Payne today about something that had happened previously that I thought he should be brought to his attention. You know what I mean? Like I said, y'all excuse my appearance right now. I just jumped on camera real quick. But this latest debauchery, or little pickle that we got here, involving Jaguar and him, aforementioned mistreatment of King Payne. Well, in the words of Rico in the movie Belly, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. And so I gotta be honest here.
So what he's talking here about is Jaguar trying to set Kingpin out by accusing him of stealing money from the GoFundMe, and then she was going to put out these false receipts.
I put the integrity of my channel. I lost subscribers. I have people that don't want to donate to me anymore because I back Jaguar, right? And that's cool. That means you weren't loyal in the first place. I can live with that. But the problem I have really is this. Not the people that unsubscribed or whatever, they weren't loyal in the first place. So in the long run, sooner or later, they would have got over you anyway. You get what I'm saying here? Significant donator base by backing this one. Like I said, there ain't no big deal. I'm not here to bash you. A lot of people said, oh, she's just going to screw you over in the end, And I said, well, give her a chance. Y'all heard me here on this channel say, give her a chance. So if you turn against me, you look foolish. You look foolish. And there was a time before, and we don't have to get into that you turned against me before we got to this moment. Remember, Jaguar? I remember. And I remember the subject we were talking about. That's not for anybody to know. The problem is here, sweetheart, and I'm going to say this to you very clear, and I hope you hear this, okay? I just got off a phone call and I know that person's going to show up here in a few minutes. I just got a phone call because someone that I had told, how can I say it? Someone I had told in the industry, fuck it. Someone I had told in the industry, I said, yo, check this guy out. I'm not going to say who that person is. I think he got some talent. You understand what I'm saying? And I do this all the time. People that know me, they know I do it all the time. I sing to artists. I'm one of the first people that, I was talking to Scarlett before she popped. You understand what I'm saying? So I do this all the time. You know, I see personalities, I see certain people. I bring it to the attention of certain individuals within the industry or whatever the case may be.
So he's trying to tell us he's not a regular schmegular Joe. He knows people in the industry who can make your career or break your career.
So they can make a decision. You don't have to believe me or whatever, but I worked in this business for 17 years. You don't know who I know. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of these other people, they'll blow a horn and act like they, you know what I'm saying? But with me, there's no denying it whatsoever. So I sent that particular clip of the gentleman or whatever, and he recognized the name. In fact, some people have been asking me about some situations prior to then, and I played coy and I played dumb. And act like I totally didn't know it all. I said, I don't know what they're talking about or whatever. And I never put it out there. Why? Because for a simple reason, I didn't find any need to. And you can believe what you want to believe or don't. I don't care. Point is, never turn my back on a woman. Never would. And so I saw this woman, and she turned around, and she, you know, there's another woman that's coming in. I was on the exclusive end, too. So this is not hearsay. I was actually there to hear what these people had to say. I also went and listened to what Jaguar had to say as well.
Okay, so let me see if I get this right. And you guys can drop your comments in the comment section. Let me know if I'm wrong with my assessment of what he just said. He said he got a tape. He reviewed the tape. He sent it to the powers that be. He had a discussion with the people or a person high up there in the music industry. He listened to what Jaguar had to say. He listened to what this woman had to say. I'm thinking he's talking about Shirley. And then he came to his own conclusion of what he should do. So we don't know who sent the tape to him, but apparently he said he was looking and he is a fan of King Payne. And Shirley, remember people put it out there that she knows people in high places. And Shirley herself said that Jaguar don't know who she's dealing with because she knows a lot of people, powerful people. So anybody could have sent the tape to the powers that be in the music industry.
And I said to myself, okay, this shit don't match up. You understand? And I have followed behind King Payne for a while now, and there's a lot of things that I keep hitting. I shared something with King Payne today about something that had happened previously that I thought he should be brought to his attention. You know what I mean? Like I said, this latest debauchery, or a little pickle that we got here, involving Jaguar and him, you know, aforementioned mistreatment of King Payne. The problem is here, sweetheart, and I'm going to say this to you very clear, and I hope you hear this, okay? In fact, some people have been asking me about some situations prior to then, and I played coy and I played dumb. And act like I totally didn't know it all. I said, I don't know what they're talking about or whatever. And I never put it out there. Why? Because for a simple reason, I didn't find any need to.
You didn't find any need to. And plus, he and Jaguar were friends, longtime friends, since she was singing with the Roots. And I mean, I'm talking years. They go back years. So didn't want to throw her under the bus, pretty much. Because he's been hearing stuff and seeing stuff, but he didn't take it back to the powers that be. Like all those videos she put out on Sean Combs and Jay-Z and all those people. He didn't run and expose her because they could have shut it down a long time ago.
You can believe what you want to believe or don't. I don't care. Point is, never turn my back on a woman. Never would. And so I saw this woman, and she turned around, and she, you know, there's another woman that's coming in. I was on the exclusive end, too. So this is not hearsay. I was actually there to hear what these people had to say. I also went and listened to what Jaguar had to say as well. And I said to myself, okay, this shit don't match up. You understand? Let's say I got a little pickle as far as what is my decision base now. You understand what I'm saying? And that's hard. Because for the better part of 2.5, almost 3 years, I have supported this woman. In fact, whether you know it or not, Jaguar, if you see this, I was a person during your birthday when you was locked up that let King Payne know it was your birthday. It was me. You don't believe me? Ask him when you get the chance. I'm responsible for a lot of people out here. A couple of stars too, believe it or not. They'll never give the acknowledgement because, well, we know how business goes, right, Jag? So as I'm making my progression to getting back in the industry and doing a couple other things or whatever, like going to the studio, singing, and things like that or whatever, I was trying to give the same inspiration and influence for Jag to do the same thing. I wanted to see her do big things. I wanted to see her grow. I wanted to see her blast off because I knew she was talented. And unfortunately, what Jaguar did was when she got out this time for, was this the third, fourth time? You ready to doing the same thing again.
So he said when Jaguar got out this time, she was just pretty much doing the same old thing. And here's the thing, you can't help somebody who don't want to help themselves. Jaguar is quite comfortable being lazy, collecting cash app off of people on the internet. This is why people call her a scammer. But people are handing over their money willingly.
Started, you know? And if you guys don't know that address, 149 3rd Avenue, or whatever, I've been in that building because later on, my boss, still some boss, you know what I'm saying, Sean Perez, had his offices there with power moves. Same office building. So I took it upon myself to say today, after investigating and getting the information that I've gathered, right, Jaguar, and being the fact that you come from a certain ilk of men, as I do, one of those in particular, Clive Davis, you know how this thing goes. You know PR, you know media.
So he kind of set the stage as to the people that he know, the people that he runs with, who he's familiar with, and who Jaguar knows. And she knows that they ain't playing no games in the industry. She knows this. So he's just trying to get her up to speed and familiarize her with what she already knows. So when he's coming to her and telling her, stop making these videos, and he didn't like what she did with Shirley and official King Payne, he means it. Stop making videos about the people in the industry because now they got wind of it and now they're going to do something about it. So you guys remember, Jaguar always saying, if I'm lying, sue me. Well, apparently people are ready to sue her or do something else about it. Let's continue.
And you know, we either pick one or three. We either pick the version I picked this time. I'm going to say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, you pick to be the rambunctious tirade one. And based off your humble beginnings, where you come from, with the roots, with Jay, or many other people, you are a very different personality then.
Well, according to her family, her mental illness goes way back since she was a child. So maybe she was under medication when she was with the Roots because she was the same person. She didn't show those extreme behavior in bipolarism, but it was there. Maybe she was taking medication. Now she says she doesn't take any medication because of the side effects. Maybe that's why they never saw it.
Some of you people have become some of the worst versions of yourself currently. Meaning 10, 15, 20 years ago, you was not this person. If you was this person, you harbored it very well. Is that fair? And so I remember saying to myself right before you got released from prison, which King Payne helped you get released from prison. Let's not make a mistake about that. You were able to bash all these people and say what you want to say right now as you're out. And I heard you with my own 2 ears today and yesterday. It was an older one I caught up on yesterday. You had the opportunity to be something totally different than what they're right now. And I'm disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed is before you got out, before you even got arrested, I was suggesting these same things. See, I had direct interaction with Jaguar. This is not like somebody talking third person or vicariously. My name is David Lewis, 17 years with Bad Boy Team. 3 different distributors, Atlantic, BMG. You know, you can verify me. I'm was like they big them up. Big Face Gary from Rockefeller Records, Shook No Joke from Rockefeller Records, Star from the Star Report, Atlantic Records, which was also one of our distributors at one time. I'm of that ilk of those gentlemen.
So he has been with Bad Boy Puffy Combs for a lot of years.
That actually lived the experience. We were actually there at the time. So a lot of these things were transpiring. Now, one of the things that I wasn't there for was I wasn't there for Jaguar right at the time. But we heard enough about her. We revered her. And some of y'all will say, oh, she's, she was never nobody. Well, that's quite the opposite. She's on some humans. Clark decided to keep her on. And even though it was a neo-soul type of vibe, I can say that was condensing of the times at that time, along with the Flowetries, along with what the Roots were doing, Bahamadia was doing, that whole Philly movement, really, where that sound was coming out of, that neo-soul sound. And so, I know this is going to sound a little winded out to some of y'all, but I have to do this to come full circle. So I congratulated you, I applauded you, and you better listen. I got off probably 45-minute call tonight. Ain't no chuck to it, ain't no joke or whatever you think that you want to, quite frankly, at this point. And the person said, I just watched that live from your mans. I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not saying it was King Payne or somebody else, but it was like, I just watched that live from your mans. I was crazy. I said, yeah, that's what they saying she did. You know what I mean? And this is somebody you should be worried about. Let's put it that way.
So what he's saying, a tape was passed on to somebody in the industry. They looked at the tape. They got back to him and said, it was crazy what Jaguar did to King Payne. That's my assessment. Drop your comments if you are thinking something different.
And they ain't too pleased, Jag.
So who do you guys believe he's talking about? My bet is on Sean Combs, because he said he worked with him for how many years? And he dropped a tape to somebody. He's not calling names, but the person is not pleased. My guess is P. Diddy, because she did say a lot of awful things about him, and she made a video maybe a year or so back. So drop your comments. Who do you guys think he's talking about? This person who is not pleased with Jaguar in the music industry.
They ain't too pleased at all. You have opened up Pandora's box, so now people are looking for other videos and other things that you've said previously prior to this. You know what I'm saying? And it's scary for some people because of the pure simple fact that they didn't know that you had said the things that you had said. Now, Talib Kweli and his punk ass, he had something to say the other day, and I would say, don't pay no attention to that sunk ass mother.
So pretty much he and Talib Kweli are not friends, because he had some choice words to say about him. And then he went on to say that Jaguar is now a drifter, and some might even say a robber, the way she's doing people on the internet. Let's take a listen.
Oh, you're a grifter? And some would say a robber now. It was forced, even though what he said about her was a little bit obnoxious himself. He's a narcissist himself, if you ask me. But he had a point. He had a point. He had a point. And the reason he would look at it the way he would look at it is because of who you become. You're not a musician no more, Jaguar. You're a gangster. I'll say it for you again. You're not a musician anymore, Jaguar, right? You're a gangster. You're a grifter. And some would say a robber now. And you traded all the talent that you had, and don't give me like I'm coming at you bad. Bitch, I was down with you to the most fall door until you did this shit right here. And I said, well, you lost all credibility with me now because now you look like a fraud. And now all these people out here saying that you took money from them. This woman is calling into the shows, talking about how you got over on her after she gave you $1,000 here, $1,000 there, $1,000 here. You know, from what I'm gathering, a couple hundred here, whatever, offer to give her credit card so you can take a car, and you and your now girlfriend that you left your husband for, you know, whatever the case may be. It's a whole bunch of weird shit, in my opinion, anyway. Nevertheless, We stuck by Jaguar, right? We stuck by Jaguar, right? Many of us, because we loved her and we believed in her. We said, oh, she's going to come home and do the right thing. And the first song that you make when you come home is some kind of diss song or some shit like that. I heard that corny ass shit. And I said, well, no, this chick is way more talented than this. Why is she doing this trash? We're not strangers. So if anybody's hearing this, she knows who I am. I know who she is. We have been on camera and talked before. We have interacted with each other before. And in fact, she spent 3.5 hours on the show one night talking about me. I got hung up. Okay, you know exactly who I am. You know exactly who I'm connected to. All right? You know what I'm talking about. So you know I ain't telling you no lies here. You know this is a real deal. All them other podcasters and bloggers or whatever, they playing with you. You know the shit I'm talking about? These people ain't playing with you. So let me talk to you. And I hope you listen when you hear this. And if you happen to know her or talk to her, send this over to her. She needs to know this. 2.5 years talking about almost everybody in the industry, and you have separated yourself from a lot of friendships. You have separated yourself from a lot of prospects. And what I was trying to tell you, Jaguar, last time was, this your last time. Do you remember me saying that? The poster's still right here on my page. Still right here. I did a whole hour and a half, I think it was. I went to look it up and I saved it just so you would see it. And I'll share it later on. But I told you, I said, if you do this one more time, it's over. It's over. Nobody's going to mess with you. Anything you do now, you got to do independent. And there's going to be some people going to try to throw a monkey wrench in that too. They done it to me before. But I told you, Jaguar, that time that you started talking about, well, let's just say Miss Kim. Okay, let's just say Miss Kim that's connected to a very big personality that happens to be connected to my vein. You understand? That's all I need to say about that. We don't need to talk too much. I'm not here for the gossip. I'm here just to talk to you. And so you understand why I'm taking the position I'm taking. And so you understand why I can't advocate for you any longer. Now, you can think what you want to think or whatever, but if you know, like I know, I come from the vein of Sean Prez, Malcolm Miles, James Cruz, and you know who they work for. Do I need to say any more?
So apparently what's going on here, folks, Jaguar Wright is officially being ostracized by the agency. No matter what type of music she puts out there, they will not touch it. Although she says she don't want to be a part of the music industry, even if she changes her mind now, she could never go back because they are done with her. They're ostracizing her, cutting her off. She cannot reach out to anybody.
And so your name is buzzing now. Because one person saw a video. Now, a couple other people saw videos of you, Jag, and they didn't really think nothing about it. It's like, oh, she talking about her, don't worry about it. Oh, she talking about him, don't worry about it. It's a possibility. But when you start talking about certain individuals, I can't help you.
So we know Jaguar has been talking about quite a few people. And one of those videos touched the heart of someone, not in a good way. And that person is willing to shut her down if she puts out another video on anybody in the industry. This is the warning. Do not put out a video on anybody in the industry. Let's continue. Or I should say any more videos, because she has already put out quite a few videos. But what this man is saying, don't put out any more or else they're shutting you down, honey. Now, I don't know the lengths that people in the industry are willing to go, but pretty much Jaguar is getting a warning, and that warning seems so ominous.
Those individuals going to do what they want to do regardless. So
he said those individuals will do whatever they want to do regardless. So that lets me know he's talking about more than one person. So Jaguar, you did it, girl. You wanted to have the attention for all these years and for the people in the industry to take notice. Well, guess what? Someone finally took notice, and that someone is not playing with you.
I'll say like this, Jag. It's been fun. It's been real. There's nothing you can say right now because of your gumption and your diction on it not directly screwing people over, indirectly screwing people over, or maybe this your temperament of everybody's against you because of what you've seen in the tirade of what you have created. You came back gossiping. And it's hard for me to remove myself because I started on here on YouTube almost 3 years ago now, to quite a bit of a pickle myself. And at that time, I talked, in case you guys don't know, I talked about how I had a discrepancy with my bad boy brothers and Diddy at the time because I felt the niggas wasn't putting in the effort that they should be. Now, we've since gotten past that, obviously. You know what I mean? Apologies were made on both parts. Hands were shaken on both parts. And a lot of people truly didn't understand. You understand what I mean? But, ain't the same for you. See, you talk so much shit on this that a lot of people ain't gonna forget. And as they start getting wind more and more and more because of this internet thing and more people's involvement in the internet and all these different places like, you know, Revolt TV, All Deaf Digital, a couple others, you now pay attention to them. Because you know how we talk. I can't talk to you that way on here. It's too obvious. But you hear this Jaguar, listen to me. You have created an atmosphere now that cannot be controlled anymore. Because your name, when it's associated with anything online, is associated most of the time with a negative connotation. And that's a bad thing for you. So I'm not here to diss you. I'm not here to talk shit about you. To be quite honest with you, I'm quite surprised by what the fuck you did and how you came out of this. That boy King Pain helped you. He helped you significantly, but no one else would. He bailed you out of jail. This was your third time being in jail. If you were a guy, they would have kept you the first time. Is that fair? And so, after all your tirades and we defended you, even though knowing there's a little something going on here, but you know what? That's Jaguar. We love her. I want to see her make it. See, I think if anybody was advocating for you, it was that man and myself. Shout out to King Pain, man. But I can't do it. I can't do it because, see, if I do it any longer and I take up for you, defend you, or whatever the case may be, at that point now, I look stupid. I don't want to say his name, but there's about 4 people in my camp now that know what you've said. Out of those 4 people, one of them counts. And I didn't tell him, I didn't snitch on him. I didn't bring the videos or the things that you said to their attention for retaliation or something on behest of King Pain or anybody else. It just naturally happened. And when I was questioned about it, somebody brought up the fact of, ain't this the chick you mentioned before? And I said, yeah, but I had mentioned you in a good light. Pay attention. And so they got the correlation together, Jaguar, and they said, oh my God, yo, what the fuck shots? This is true.
What I'm guarding here is that he said he didn't send the tape or forward the tapes. He spoke about Jaguar in a good light, but somehow the tapes got to this powerful individual in the industry.
So, this is true. I'm not lying to you. These other bloggers, they get on there and lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. Actually, I'm doing you a service right now. Now, I done met a lot of Billy badasses in the world. You understand what I'm saying? I done met a lot of Billy badasses in the world. You understand what I'm saying? The last time I checked, you got one gun. One gun. And you go to sleep. You go eat breakfast. You walk around. And that can be a problem for you.
Okay, I'm going to play that again for some of you who didn't catch it. This was the warning right here. Let's play it again.
The last time I checked, you got one gun. One gun. And you go to sleep. You go eat breakfast. You walk around. And that can be a problem for you.
You got one God. You're going to eat, you're going to sleep, you're going to walk around, and that can be a problem for you. Pretty much, you can be reached and touched no matter where you are. If you're eating, if you're sleeping, if you're walking around, something can happen to you.
It's doing some validity to them. I won't take that away from you. Some of the things you said. Some of the things you said. But all in all, sweetheart, a lot of the shit that you said, as we say here in the New York City tri-state area, was complete shock, Jaguar, right? And I'm here on this very last time to offer you a bit of a solace for you to consider. Jag, if I were you, I wouldn't say anything else about anybody currently, previously, or potentially future being in the music business. I just wouldn't. I don't think it'll work out for you.
You heard that, Jaguar? He said don't say nothing else in the future, present, about anybody in the music industry. It's not going to work out for you, girl. That's what he said. It ain't going to work out for you. This man is putting you on warning. Now that people are well aware of what you've been putting out on them in these videos, now they're willing to come forth and sue you. That's pretty much what I'm gathering from what he's saying.
I think you stand the possibility, and I'm not talking about mothers or nothing like that, but I think you will probably break the possibility of being brought into a courtroom. And at that time when you're brought in that courtroom, and you know and I know just as well, because I need money now. You understand what I'm saying? I need money. And that's one of the problems and why I'm doing this podcast too, because I have to rescind my advocacy for you. And this last bit of a gesture that I'm doing, and I'm going to get into why I'm rescinding my application for you. But before I do that, I want to offer you one last gift and one last part of the consultation and counsel. Yeah? Remember, I'm professional. And my name's Davin Lewis, but I'm professional. Remember, that's how I'm known. And so, and like I said, this ain't no game. This ain't no game. I have to be very careful with my words. You have created an environment that's very dangerous for yourself and for your girlfriend. She doesn't know what's going on. She didn't know this life that we lived before. She didn't know anything about it. And a lot of people try to deduce my position as I was in the company or whatever the case may be. But make no mistake about it, I was around.
You guys heard what he just said? Jaguar's girlfriend TJ don't know a thing about the life that they have lived, how they live their lives in the music industry. She doesn't have a clue.
Make no mistake about it. Everywhere that Puff went, Prez went, every city that all these guys went to, we were at. You understand what I'm saying? The events, the hotels, the performances, the concerts, everything, we were there. The accumulation from the beginning of Black, well, I wasn't there for the beginning of Black Rob, but I was definitely there part of the launch of Black Rob and promoting it. We used to run around, put up these orange stickers that said, whoa, you don't believe me? Go ask Gene Dill, you know. And Gene Dill, y'all take his word for everything. Gene Dill, he'll validate. I say this to you, Jaguar, right? I hope you take consideration of this. Sweetheart, you're like me now. For the very moment, I'm normal. I don't have a lot of money like I used to. I used to have pockets full of money. I used to give money to people, take people and treat them for shit and everything else. Anybody knows me knows that. I used to have people fall asleep on my balcony in my condo, jump in the pool, everything else.
So pretty much he's giving Jaguar a reality check. You don't have no money now. You're poor like him. You need a wake-up call. You need to get back to what you know what to do, and that is singing, to bring the money back in. This internet stuff that you got going on, these are my words now, not his. Internet stuff you got going on is only diminishing you as a person, as the essence of who you are. Jaguar Wright, the potential star in the game. But like he said, now you got to put out your own music, because nobody in the industry is going to touch whatever you put out. You've been blackballed. But you can do it on your own. But he did say, even if you do it on your own, people are going to put a wrench in it. So, girl, you screwed yourself big time.
You know, I make no mistake about it, you know, and I lived that way for quite a long while. And you lived that lifestyle for quite a while too, Jag. So you know what it's like. And now you resorted, and the worst thing you can do as a former artist is resort yourself to now taking rags and tatters. You understand what I'm saying? Rags and tatters. Pay attention to it. You run around and you don't have a permanent address right now. Shelter. That's what you mentioned before. My name has been associated with a lot of things. And at that time, people were saying, man, you were living in your car with Goomba. I got something to say about me. I caught that shit. But nevertheless, I never retaliated on this woman. Do you remember that? You sat for about a good 3 hours talking about me, dogging me out, saying all kinds of shit about me, doubting me, or whatever. But if anybody knew, you knew. The only thing you had to do was make one quick phone call. If any of those names I mentioned, they would have validated me. See, I'm different than these other guys. Choking Jokes, different than these other guys. The Star Report, Troy Terrain, he's different than these other guys. Big Face Gary, he's different than these other guys. Why? Because you can pick up the phone, you can validate us. We were there. Gene Dill, very easy, pick up the phone. He was there. You understand what I'm saying? I've said this in Gene's chat room. Gene has spoken with me before. So make no mistake about it. You understand what I'm saying? This is the real deal. This ain't somebody just throwing up fallacies and, you know, pretending and shit. We are Bad Boy. You understand? And I'm not saying your problem's going to come from Bad Boy. But what I'm saying is you have said some very heinous things, sweetheart, and now they're out of my control. And I want you to know before I step off, I just wanted to offer my counsel to you as being professional, that's all. And I suggest to you, because it's not just Bad Boy Entertainment and the person there that you ruffled some feathers with, I couldn't believe, I was actually shocked at what you said. But there's a lot of other people that you said things about. They come and circle around that circle. Yeah, right? And some of them feel a certain type of way too.
So it sounds like if this one video that was sent to the powers that be out there in the music industry, now they're digging up more videos that Jaguar did in the past because everybody, it sounds like, want to know what she said about them. And these videos are circulating and people are mad with Jaguar now. Well, she wanted the attention. She wanted to be noticed. Now she got it. I hope she can handle it.
And I just want my crowd to know, formerly or currently, that based on the set of situations that I've heard, that this seemed really, and the word you guys use is messy. Entonces, ¿qué donde messy, right? Based on what you guys have presented to me, I have to walk away now. So this will be my last time and final time talking about Jaguar, right? And I'm not going to talk about her basher. No, sweetie, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But King Payne has a right to do that. He has a right to do that. See, you took money from that young man. You took money from him. You took money from multiple people that were part of his network. And that money could have went to him. That money could have went to others or whatever. When you set up a paradigm where you're taking money, and it's like a succubus, you were taking money from people and you're not being utterly aware and you're letting your greed take over. What happens is you set up a set of events where these good people that donate to us, and what you have done is, based on what this woman explained today, and I was there and I listened to her voice 2 times. What you did was, you went on your vlog later on and you called this woman stupid and dumb and silly and all this stuff. And you took that woman's money. That woman gave you some credit card information to get a car that didn't work out. They tried to help you. And I remember exactly what that woman said, because she was very upset that she felt she had been duped by her $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You cannot move forward doing that. Now, if you don't understand what I mean, if she gave you $3,000, she was probably prepared to give you up to $7,000 to $8,000. But that your greedy notions and desperations made you go in, or either the influence of that broad that you were around, who in my opinion is worse than Goomba was. You should have kept Goomba around. Goomba had you back, at least that notion. Might have not been the best person. I don't know if he put his hands on you or whatever. When I sit back and I think about this long trip that I've had supporting Jaguar, right? Can't make no mistake about that and deny that. Even when you were locked up, I could have took the road and said, hey, we're gonna talk crap about her now. But I myself, or King Pain, they did. When it was your birthday, you spent your birthday in, I believe that time it was a mental lockdown. They had to evaluate you, right? King Pain didn't even know it was your birthday. I let King Pain know it was your birthday. If you don't believe me, go ask him one day. He'll tell you. But I doubt he will talk to you now. But I let him know it was your birthday. Ain't you wondering how I knew it was your birthday? So, I've been very deeply invested in you as an artist, not an online YouTube personality. Wondering how I knew it was your birthday? As an artist, not an online YouTube personality, because I know what you're capable of. And maybe one day I'll be proven wrong and you'll come back and do this music that I know you can do, or whatever the case may be, and you'll be somebody better. But first you got to start within yourself, sweetheart. So you become a survival mechanism. And I know survival mechanisms because I went through hell during the pandemic. And since the pandemic has ended, I've been trying to reinstitute myself and get myself back financially. And when you pull moves like that, when a woman gives you $1,000, $2,000, $100 here, $3,000, whatever, but the base point, I believe at least at $1,000. When she does that, and she said I was considering giving her more, but she jumped the gun and got greedy. I'm looking at you and I'm saying, baby girl, you went from being around millionaires to out here fighting for nickels and dimes and pennies. When the only thing you had to do was take you and them big-ass mom hips and go work out for a minute.
Well, he's absolutely right about that. All Jaguar needed to do is get back in the music game, and she would have been okay. So nobody understands what she's doing on the internet, rubbing shoulders with the peasants, groveling for pennies and dimes and nickels. As people throw it out, she grabs it. You know, like if she's in one of them Charles Dickens movie where you find those little grabbers grabbing for pennies, grabbing for a loaf of bread and grubs, and she's like a peasant.
Walk instead of driving. Walk instead of driving. And get yourself back to the same person. You basically look like the same person. As soon as you put them braids in your hair, it's like, yeah, you look like the same person you was when you was, let's say, 30, 35 years old. And instead, you opted to beef with YouTubers and take advantage of subscribers that belong to that man. That wasn't your subscribers. Those weren't your friends. They said out their mouth. And to have the audacity to hit this man up and be like, yo, there's some money missing. No. That ain't Philly way. That ain't Philly way. Philly way come in. Well, maybe some part, maybe Germantown or something like that. Niggas down there, they do shit like that. But you should have walked your slow bucks ass back and said, yo, you know what? Thank God I'm on the concrete again. Thank God I'm on the concrete again. And it's because of this man. So even if there was $2, $3, $4 missing for whatever, and which I found out also you got given another significant amount. But your tastes are still in line, and trust me, I know, your taste is still in line from when we was in the music industry full throttle. Things have changed now. I'm getting more acceptance for being a singer than I ever was for being a rapper. And I can admit that. You understand what I'm saying? I get a far better reception.
Well, let's face it, Jaguar is going to do whatever she wants to do. We know she still got a talent, but if she don't want to sing, nobody can make her sing. And if she chooses to sing her own music, what she puts out, and not get involved in the industry, I think that's what she said she wants to do, not be involved in the industry. That's what she's going to do. Unfortunately, he's saying a monkey wrench may be thrown in there.
And them ragtag ass niggas can't do shit for you. Tell them I said it. And I dare you to say, come to me and tell me, oh, I'm gonna beat him up, I'm gonna do that. You're gonna be very fooled very quickly. You are out of your sweetheart. Right now that you're a one-man army, or maybe a two-man army with your girlfriend. And I'm not making fun of her. I just don't trust her. Let's just say. She looks slick. She looks like a con artist. And she looks like she's kind of influencing you or motivating you for the moves that you're making right now. Because I can't think for 1 second in my mind, you being in the music industry as long as you were, you think the rules have changed. The rules ain't changed. The base rules ain't changed. The base rules on how we conduct each other and how we move around with each other has not changed. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Jaguar. So this is different than one of these bloggers talking to you. This is someone on the same elk as yourself. You understand? And I'm trying to tell you, I was in the same position, same world, same environment, and to many of them, I was around bigger people than you were signed to. Is that fair? Because the person that signed you, who was Clive, we had direct contact with Clive, because Clive was in the same building with us at 1540 Broadway. Y'all don't believe me? Go check your math on that. From 2000, what was it? 2000, well, actually, he bought his artist in 97, 98, which is Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston. This is a story I tell y'all how I met Prince in the elevator. It was at that building. And Clyde was 2 floors above us. Andre Harrell was in the building with us or whatever. All that. So I was around Andre Harrell for years, a decade and some more change. You're talking to the real deal here. I'm not no liar. So when I like I said, I can be easily confirmed. So very easily confirmed. The people that you brought along as management, they should have known. They should have stopped you and said, hey, listen, this is terrible PR right now. That's why I said them niggas don't know what they're talking about. However, you can't be that much of a deal because you're not paying them. You don't have a budget right now. If you had a budget, you wouldn't be taking $1,000 from more women.
First of all, Jaguar does not have a management team to advise her what she's doing is wrong. And even if people do tell her what she's doing is wrong, she's not going to listen because she thinks she can make easy money off the internet and people are going to pay her bills. But how long is that going to last? People are going to get good and tired and fed up. And then again, maybe not, because if they got the money and they love Jaguar, they're going to give it to her.
That woman said she was 55 years old and gave you that money. She said, I'm retired. Now, you can fool them, you can't fool me. You know that. You know you can't fool me. I come from this. I'm still involved in this. I'm still around a lot of the heads that you're talking about. So you can believe me, don't tune out, you can tune out, I don't give a shit. But I wish you good luck. I wish you good luck. I hope you find silence in your life. I hope that you have the best that life has to offer. And what I also hope is, and to all you bloggers out there, please go tell her. And I'm going to tell you bloggers too. You're putting yourself in danger right now with her. I'm going to say it for you one more time. And you can quote me on this. My name is Davin Lewis. My nickname is Professional. I'm very known in the music industry. This is not a joke. I have tons of friends from different record labels, different positions, every team all the way up to the executives. You understand what I'm saying? So, and these are long-standing relationships. I've recorded at Quad. I've recorded at Daddy's House Recording Studio. I've recorded at Electric Lady. I have projects that I'm putting out. I am not an unaccomplished man by any means. You understand what I'm saying? What you see right now, what you project and presume is something else. I don't care. But my resume says something totally different. Let's talk about a resume like the streets either. It's my resume on paper. But if I were you and I were a blogger, let me give you a little piece of advice. If she comes on your vlogs and she starts talking about anything outside of her and she starts gossiping or whatever outside of herself, and this includes them 2 little boys down there in Philly that y'all think y'all anonymous. We know who you are too.
So the only 2 in Philly that I know of is Night and Day Network. Is that who he's talking about? I think Night and Day Network is in Philly. That's their location. Drop it in the comments section. Let me know if that's where they're located and who you all think he's talking about.
But if I were you and I were a blogger, let me give you a little piece of advice. If she comes on your vlogs and she starts talking about anything outside of her and she starts gossiping or whatever outside of herself. And this includes them two little boys down there in Philly that y'all think y'all anonymous. We know who you are too. And I told everybody to back up off of you because you guys talk a little much. And I think you guys think you're a little tough because of the people you know. Well, I could take care of very easily. 10 guys tops. I don't want to do that. I don't want anybody to have to do that to you. But I'm telling these guys, this whole gossiping thing, you got to watch who you gossip about. Because a lot of times you gossip about people and you don't have the same amount of money as they do at their disposal. That means disposable income with those that are laymen. Get your head.
Well, I guess he's telling Night and Day Network if Jaguar comes on the program and starts gossiping about people in the industry, cut her off. Don't entertain her. Make that mic go dead because this man is putting everybody on notice that people are now taking notice of Jaguar. If you affiliate yourself with her, it's not going to be good for you either. And he's talking about if you entertain the gossip, when she started gossiping about people in the industry and bloggers sit there and record it and put it out there and, just make it explosive. He is saying that it's not going to be good for you if you continue to do that.
Say $20,000 versus somebody that's got a reach of, I don't know, 1 billion. Type of headers I can pay for 1 billion. I ain't coming there and get them to do the whole thing. And watch you watch and hold you down while you watch. You understand? So,
folks, that was a little message. You got a couple of thousand in a post to someone who's a billionaire, who's got the law arms when it comes to that money to reach out and touch you. All right? So be careful. That's all he's saying. Don't affiliate with Jaguar anymore with her talking smack on the internet about people in the industry. If you want to interview her about anything else, you can. But when it comes to industry people and her talking all that garbage about them, you're on notice also. You bloggers, that's pretty much what he's saying. This is what I'm getting from the conversation.
I would say to a lot of you bloggers, I know you want your views. I know you want your likes. Them views and them likes gonna get you in a position that you can't afford. I'm still one of us. You're not. You know what I mean by that? Meaning that I can walk up into an office. Before I got on here, I was on the phone with somebody that's pretty prevalent in the music industry, and I had a nice little 45-minute conversation with that person. Kept it mostly regular, but they were inquiring and asking questions for a reason. And I know how this person asks questions. They ask questions in a very friendly way, No, she will never be back. She's too busy keeping up mess on Facebook. Oh, she's on Facebook. I got you.
She's also on YouTube. Jaguar, I did not know Jaguar was on Facebook. I know she's on YouTube.
I'm very familiar with that Pennsylvania area or whatever the case may be. But when you got the wrong direction behind you, and your only direction is malice and talking about people and disrespecting people and just being this God wittingly this fucking evil, excuse my French. The problem is you get then is this. You get the karma that comes along with that type of energy. So if you're a nasty person all the time, if you always have malice in your heart and taking advantage, like you took advantage of that poor woman that gave you $1,000, then some more after that, and the King Pain is right here. I didn't want to pantomime his words. That's why I didn't say too much of what's going on. If King Pain, go back and watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. I wanted to make sure I gave my own interpretation of this because this is the interpretation she'll understand. See, it's deep.
So he just said official King Pain is on, watching. He's watching his live. And this is how messy this thing has become. Now these people now are sending videos to industry people. This is what I'm getting from this video to get Jaguar in trouble with the industry. Now she's in trouble. I don't know who sent the video and how this key person in the industry got a hold to the video and is now has sent this person to send out a warning to Jaguar if she put out any more videos about anybody else in the industry, then whatever happens, happens. But this is how this thing has escalated. Now, by this guy totally washing his hands, ostracizing Jaguar, putting it out there publicly that he will no longer entertain any calls from her, he has sent a strong message to everybody that it's free game when it comes to Jaguar right. They can go after her and he don't have nothing to say. He's not going to try to stop them, in other words, in whatever they do. But, like he said before, Jaguar can be looking at lawsuits. She can, now he didn't say lawsuits, he said going to court. To me, that signifies, somebody suing her for defamation. So that's what she's looking at next if she continues. And I would suspect maybe that she's going to have to take those videos down. That would be the next step. Maybe that's what's coming. That they're going to request for her, whoever, to pull those videos. And if she doesn't, then a lawsuit. And then what we saw with Tasha K and Cardi B's case. That's what I'm seeing here. But we're going to see if that happens. But what I'm saying, it could develop into something like that.
Deeper than this YouTube thing now. She's gotten herself into a bigger pickle. Because now there's other people that are interested in you've been saying. And they're asking me, and I'm like, well, why are you asking me for? Well, you the YouTube nigga. That's what they say to me. So, I'm trying everything I can but to snitch on this woman or point somebody in direct, because that's just not my character. I don't snitch on people. If I got a disagreement with you, 90% of the time I just step off. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do any of that. But she's a phenomenal artist. And to see her take this direction and be like, all right, I'm going to trash my career away. And this is a woman that is highly intelligent, but at the same time, highly manipulative. And manipulative in an insidious form. And I don't know what kind of demon or devil then got up into you, but you need to get rid of it. Because a lot of people got demons and devils in them on here. And they sit back and they talk about, oh, God got me. God gonna save me. God love me. God ran his own construction with deception. When you come with manipulation and then you call on God after, you're not a righteous person. You're a demon. And they got a demon controlling you. And I think there's a demon somewhere or another, whether it be from our industry, whether it be from someone she's been around, but you can quite clearly see this is not the same woman from 10 years ago. This is somebody different. And a lot of different situations happen like that. For all we know, some people in her family made her like that.
Well, obviously, he don't know the history behind Jaguar's illness. Her family says it goes back from childhood. She's always been like this. But it's just been quelled with medication. But if she's not on her med, she's very bipolar. And the extremes come out. So I guess when she was singing and was with the Roots and was in the industry, she was on medications probably, which subsided some of those side effects of the illness.
But I don't care anymore. I don't. Because if I side myself with the shit she's doing, then it make me and anybody that's been in the business I've been in look the exact same way. I've lost people that used to come here and regularly donate to me that don't even donate to me no more. I've lost money off defending this lady. Don't you say shit to me, because I need every dime I could get right now. Y'all don't even know how much I'm behind on bills and shit like that, my subscribers. And they got mad at me because I was defending her. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, don't just give her another chance. And she chose chosen one to take a different route. Got arrested when you went in there and wilded out in the police station. All the police surrounded you. That was one time. Then you had another time you went down bitching and yelling and screaming or whatever, acting erratic. They scooped you up again. Now here you are, they scooped you up again. And when this man comes get you, King Pain or whatever, throws his neck out to help you out, you screaming at him and talking, wait around a couple $1,000 $3,000. When one of his subscribers and gave you almost up to $3,000 on the hardcore, she says, at the very least, I believe she gave you $1,000. At the very least. Even if she...
Well, the story is out. According to official Kingpin and his calculations, may surely give her at least $3,000.
She was exaggerating. I believe she at least gave you $1,000. But you want to go pop Willie like we used to be. Let me go get the $175 room. You better ask down there to the such and such inn. Huh? You better take your ass down there to Motel 6 and that's something. They got a weekly rate. Huh? Most of out there where you at, you get a weekly rate on a hotel room. That's what they would have did to you in Philly. In Philly, they would have put you in the trunk somewhere there. Come on. Like, let's be honest here. You understand? So you ain't even playing by the rules of the streets right now, Shug, Jaguar. You ain't playing by the rules of the streets right now, very well playing by the rules of a regular person. And we were all empathetic for you. That's what pisses me off, because I roll with you. Let's just say Kingpin did keep $1,000. Let's just say he did, right? Let's say he kept $2,000. What the fuck you got to say about it? Ain't you out of jail? You got to be out of jail to even complain about it or contest it, right? Huh? So they even boiled you out of jail, yeah? In Moffitt jail, they spent almost $2,400 with all the added taxes and everything like that, right? We did the breakdown of it or whatever the case may be. You was lucky to have $50 left. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand where you coming from. And then you got this poor woman that gave you money and she's validating that she gave you money. And I have no reason not to believe. I listened to 2 recordings of it. That was there the whole time. You sound like a crook, Jaguar. All right? You sound like a crook. You sound like a crook. You sound like a thief. And I don't rock with people like that. And I know people in Philly. I got family in Pennsylvania. And they don't rock like that. So I just want to say to Jaguar, right? I hope that you somehow or another segue and change your life. Some way or another, you get these fraudulent ass people that are around you that are influence you to do this shit or whatever, because you have since apologized, or what the lady described as you apologized to Kingpin and said, no, I don't think you have to late. Because your bitch did. Your bitch did. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know why you got that nasty looking bitch around you anyway. That bitch don't look like shit. If you gonna get a girl, at least get something. Get a girl that can at your elk that you can walk into a room. You understand what I'm saying? That bitch look rough. I think she even get fixed up. She look rough. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what y'all look like right now. The unfuckables. They just out here talking about you wearing the same dress for 4-5 days or whatever. What's going on, Shug? And you got 1,000, you got a G plus in your pocket, you wearing the same dress for days. This ain't you. And that's how I know something's wrong. And I know it's under the influence of that chick you around, because everybody keep resonating saying the same thing. Shake that bitch. Yeah? Feel it? Shake that bitch.
Well, he's right about TJ, because TJ is the one who whispered in Jaguar's ear that Kingpin called her dumb or stupid or one of those adjectives, and she went off. TJ is, like I said before, throwing rocks and hiding her hand. She acts very innocent, like if she don't want to get involved, but she's trying to stir the pot. And Jaguar is taking the bite every single time.
Anymore. I can't defend you anymore. I can't say, let's get Jaguar a chance anymore. I gotta walk away. And I'm walking away friendly. And you've been, I hate to say it, defending you has been at my demise. And I want to put on record, at this time, I'm rescinding my support of Jaguar right from this point on.
So it's not a shame, guys, because this is an old friend of Jaguar. They go way back. But this is the fallout from her trying to set Kingpin up. This guy says that he is constantly watching Kingpin. He's a long fan, an avid fan. He watches his program. And so he knew exactly what was going on when Kingpin started to talk about Jaguar trying to set him up. And he was very, very upset over that. But in any event, I wonder who dropped the videos to the powers that be in the music industry. And I suspect it was Puffy that the videos were sent to or given to. And now there's rippling effect, there's fallout. This guy now was sent to send Jaguar a message to stop all negative comments about people in the industry or else.
Financial support. I've had like 2.5 weeks of me blogging, and nobody except for one person, which was Miss Foster out in Chicago, has donated $25 to me. Not because what I'm saying is not real. No, they're not donating because I took up for her. And I noticed it from that point when I did that one vlog or whatever. And to those two vloggers in particular, I'm pretty sure you come check me out because I've never blocked you. I've never nothing. I know a lot of y'all sitting in the bushes right now, not commenting, not hitting the like button or whatever the case may be, just seeing if I'm going to say something serious about Jag. Nah, I'll tell you what the real I'm going to say about Jag. First things first. First of all, get that ragtag so-called management away from you because they ain't doing shit for you. Because you know that's what was something from Clyde, BMG, or Arista. The first thing that would happen is they'd be like, yo, why the fuck do you have them around? What do they do? That's the first question they would ask. And if they didn't meet the mark, he would tell them, you know, that's what Clyde would say to you, and I know. Okay, so let's have no description about that. Second thing is getting raggedy ass fucking away from you. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's no good. She just sets you up. Oh, I think King Payne did it. Bitch, you new to the game. No, none of us know you. And I think you attaching yourself to Jaguar because you're looking for the hype. And don't tell me that chick is mean in the world to you, Jag, because that bitch is ugly as fuck. Predator. The Unfuckables, a team of a collegiate individuals. And I'm playing. But like I said, man, get that broad away from you, Jag. That bitch is no good. And then the third thing is, you need to make things right with your people, your direct people. And then the fourth thing is, you need to sit down with, and I hate to say this because I'm not the motherfucker to say this, and I'm not trying to give you a psycho evaluation over the internet, but from what we can see, you need to take a clear fucking year off and do nothing but write music and go to some type of therapy so you can talk to somebody. I ain't saying you gotta take some pills. I'm not trying to say you gotta put yourself under psychosis and that silly extreme shit, all right? But I think you do need to talk to somebody that's neutral. You understand? Somebody that's not aware of who you are or who you used to be. Someone that doesn't know anything about the tides of your music business career. No one that knows you used to have a Coca-Cola commercial. Nobody that knows who you are on the internet, anything like that. You just need to talk to somebody that's neutral. And I think we need to stay and stick it towards it. And get the predator away from it. Other than that, guys, I will talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all go check out the official King Payne. King Payne, thank you for checking in. And I also want to thank you, man, because you put me onto a whole bunch of things today. You was right what you said. We got some things set up. And there's a particular motherfucker I would love worth of freaking donations. And to tell y'all, I'm now rescinding my, I won't say support. I don't want to happen to her. I don't want her to die. I don't want her to pass away. But I have to rescind my advocacy and my support of Jaguar right at this moment in time. And I wish her the best of luck. I hope she makes it. But if I were you, chick, don't say nothing else about certain individuals. You understand? Because eyes is on you now. Niggas is digging through. You know, the nigga I used to work for was on network. Go like figure this shit out. All right. 1,000 followers making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a night. And I said this before, but these niggas won't go in their pocket and they see real 100-ass motherfuckers that are bloggers, and the only thing they go by is how many people in the chat room, but that's not the metric that YouTube uses. YouTube uses the metric. Now, y'all going off a paradigm that was, is this. The metric is how long y'all stay in here. Other shit, the same thing goes for the metric as far as the YouTube uses. YouTube uses a metric 1,000 beyond 10,000. Able to tell that it's going to your YouTube studio. The algorithm, I had to stop going out, man. You know, And so I seen what was going on. But what I was saying was, with all these vloggers that have over 100,000 followers and all this stuff or whatever, some of these guys are making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a night, and they don't even have the same amount of numbers. So I have to take myself and remove myself from this because it's so apparent that something happened, that I have no other choice. So I have to walk away. And that's it. So, guys, hopefully the acknowledgement of that and me saying, hey, listen, I resent you all, and I've never been one to go back on my word. Like, that's just me. I'm a Taurus. I'm adamant in my shit. Like, and she's a Taurus too, so she know I'm telling the truth. I've never in any life. I have to rescind my advocacy at this point. And further than that, I think what you did to King Payne was just dead ass wrong. I think what you did to that woman, if it is true, and at the lowest she gave you $1,000, I just think it's dead ass wrong. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, and you don't get influenced because of infatuation, love, lust, whatever call it. And I think that's what's happening here. And if you ask me, the reason when I saw that video when TJ and her were talking to each other, she was questioning her, talking about who said what, and King Payne's name got mentioned or whatever, you saw the real Jag come out and she was mad because of that. You understand what I'm saying? She was mad because she felt like she got duped and she felt like somebody was playing her. Therefore, like I said, offering counsel as professional, you need to start watching around because that seems to be the problem. You're around people that are under you. And then when you get someone that's at the level of where you're trying to go and uplift you, since you're so used to being around people like that, with people like King Payne or that young lady that gave you that $1,000 or $3,000, however you want to measure it, you can't even separate the two.
He's absolutely correct. You got to know when to step away and be humble. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. That woman sent Jaguar, according to King Payne, almost $3,000, I believe. The woman said 1,000, but it's more like 3,000. She said she did not realize how much she sent until he started to add it up. She didn't know she had sent that much. But who knows? Maybe she would have gotten more out of her had she maybe been a little more friendlier. Because I think that's what the woman wanted. She wanted Jaguar to sing a happy birthday to her. That's such a small thing. When you're looking at $3,000 in exchange for a singing, and Jaguar couldn't even do that. I guess she really didn't want to be friends with Shirley because she suspected she came from OKP camp. But this whole thing has turned into a huge mess. I don't know where it's going to end, but now it looks like if somebody in the music industry high up there, I suspect it's P. Diddy, send this guy to give Jaguar a warning to stop doing what she's doing, calling these celebrities names, besmirching their character and their name, and just put her on warning. I hope she got wind of this particular video and she pulls back or falls back in doing what she's been doing to these celebrities for the past 2 years, because this is her final warning. This is how I'm looking at this video. I'm taking this video serious, this warning that this guy put out. This guy's name is Davin Lewis, and he knows people who knows people in the music industry. He himself is a singer, and he has worked with Jaguar before. He knows Jaguar. They were friends as of, I guess, a week ago, because he says he's pulling all the way back from her. He is cutting her off. He no longer wants to be friends with her. So we want to thank Davin Lewis for shedding a little more light on this situation. YouTubers, drop your comments. Let me know what you think. This is serious, folks. This has gotten very serious. I will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. I'm over and out. Thanks for watching.